the way how it started, it was never like a business idea for me. It was more just me wanting to help people. I didn't know that helping people would actually become a business. When the family members and friends wanted to pay for the service, that's when I realized, wow, this can actually become a business.
Welcome to Kindred Spirits, the podcast that brings you unfiltered conversations about life, work, and everything in between.
Join us as we share stories, spark connections, and celebrate the magic that happens when kindred spirits unite.
Hello, and welcome back to the Kindred Spirits Podcast. This is a really exciting episode. We have Rishielle Giscombe on the podcast. She is the founder and CEO of GlamNGo, which is a beauty on-demand platform that connects clients to stylists who provide beauty services in the comfort of your own home. Rishielle's story is so inspiring. She came to America with nothing as a young immigrant from Jamaica, and she really is the definition of a self-made entrepreneur. Hope you enjoy this conversation with Rishielle Giscombe. Rishielle, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, nice to meet you guys, and thank you guys for having me here.
Let's start from the beginning. So can you tell us, we want to hear about your story. What was your life like before you started GlamNGo?
Okay, so my life before was a little bit normal. It wasn't this all over the place and exciting. Well, I would say semi-normal. Yes. So as you guys can see, as you guys can hear, actually, you can hear a little bit of accent from me. I'm an immigrant. I'm from Kingston, Jamaica. I migrated here with my mom in 2011. It was kind of challenging, being an immigrant for both of us, coming to a new country and trying to just figure out life. Some of the experiences that I have, something as basic as even getting our hair done, was definitely challenging, especially in New York, because the weather was just really terrible when it's winter. And then when you finally reach at the salon, it's like a whole day process. So that kind of brought in, the idea. So 3 years later, unfortunately, I lost my mom. So when I lost her, it was kind of a eye-opener for me, because it showed me that I had to start relying on myself. It was such a devastating thing for me in that moment, because I was just 21 at the time, and I wasn't expecting to lose her. So when she passed away, I had to make the decision of taking care of myself. After her funeral, I relocated. Something just came on me that I'm assuming it's not assuming, I know it's definitely God was telling me to go to Florida. And mind you, I had no money. I had nothing. So I didn't even have money to actually buy a ticket to fly to Florida. So I had to take a train. On the train, I was walking with a couple big boxes, and I was on the train for like 2 days. It was just new to me, but I know that I had to come to Florida. When I came to Florida now, it was also challenging because you basically don't really know what the future is going to hold for you especially when you're so young and in a different state, and not really getting the opportunity of actually having that strong support system such as family members. And Florida was new to me. I never had no friends or anything. So when I finally got here, I started to look around. When I was looking around, I saw that there was a lot of people who remind me so much of my mom, in a sense. Yes, so they remind me so much of my mom and myself. Like, we never had nothing. Here in Florida, it's kind of like you have to have a vehicle to get around. So when you don't have a vehicle now, it's more like elderly people don't have vehicles and stuff like that. So I was seeing a lot of that. So when I got the opportunity of getting my first car, I'm so excited, but I felt so compelled to wanting to help people. So the first thing I started to do, like if I see if it's placed on my heart to pick up somebody off the street, I know it might sound weird, but I don't know. That's what God wanted me to
Yeah.
do.
Doesn't
You
sound
know?
weird. It sounds brave.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, definitely brave. So, so I was picking up people that was like older elderly people off the street, helping them with their groceries, bringing them to their house and stuff like that. But I realized that when I was doing that, I, you will see them for one time and then you don't end up seeing them again.
Mhm.
So I wanted to do a little bit more. And because I had that natural talent of doing hair, that's when I started to like go to their location and like providing beauty on demand services for free. I told you in the beginning that the way how it started, it was never like a business idea for me. It was more just me wanting to help people. And I didn't know that helping people would actually become a business. So when I started to do their hair now, their family member would be like, oh wow, or their grandparents or their parent here look very nice. So they were asking me how much do I charge for it. I didn't even know how to price myself. So services that is technically around $300, I'll be charging for $50 to $80 because I didn't know what I was doing. I was young.
Well, I
Yes,
feel like you just kind of you have to roll with it, right? This is
yes,
starting something you kind of wanted to do because of the goodness of your heart, and pay it forward. Karma
exactly,
comes back around, right?
exactly. So basically, when I started to, when the family members and friends wanted to pay for the service, that's when I realized, wow, this can actually become a business. Because back in 2015 and 2016, it was never, now I start seeing a couple people start doing, going to people's location due to COVID. But back then it wasn't a thing. You get what I'm saying? Only
Yeah.
celebrities had that luxury.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Like, why it's not a thing here? So that's where I started within the space of 3 months of me starting to do these services. I grew up to like 200 to 300 customers in such a short space of time. I must say, maybe the growth was based on my prices. Because I
And you
was
have such good energy. I would really, honestly, I'd be like, can you come to my house? I always say this to my partner. I hand down. I'm like, if I won the lottery, I hate doing my hair. I wash it. I will pay
yeah.
anyone to take care of me. Hands down. I'm not even ashamed to say that.
Exactly. Me too. Well, no, there's a solution for that. So yes, so when I started to realize that it was growing, I was like, okay, I need to start hiring stylists to actually work with me because it was starting to become a lot. It was the timing and everything wasn't working out for me because it was just myself, and I'll be having 6 to 10 people that I'm going to at their location per day. So it was definitely tiring,
Mhm.
so I decided to start hiring people. I hired like the first 6 people. Two of them was my cousin. And once I hired them, I decided that I want to also utilize the time to give back to the community. And I'm always doing things for free. So in the city of Lauderhill, I would never forget this. In the city of Lauderhill, There's this beauty supply store that's called Beauty Warehouse. And they basically gave me their parking lot. I felt good about it in that moment too. They gave me their parking lot to basically set up something where people who want their hair done for free, makeup done for free, and everything, I was, offering that service for that day in front of the beauty supply store. And with that said, I've definitely grown some more. And I was like, why am I restricting myself to just Florida and just the 6 people that's working with me? And that's when the idea of an app came.
I'm curious. I want to ask a quick question about the parking lot, for how
Okay.
that started. So when you say that, I'm thinking of like a carnival setup, with a big bunch of trucks. Is that kind of the vibe of it? I don't know, Maddie. What do you picture with that? That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
picture. I'm like everyone's like lined up, getting their hair done, like
Yeah,
hair,
yeah. Was it
toes, hands.
a one day event? Like what did that
Yeah,
look like?
Yes, so it was more so like a just couple tents, not no trucks, but it was just couple tent that I set outside and have the stylist that was there. Each stylist will get a few set of customers, and they will basically just do their hair for free.
you
Yes.
still do that?
Honestly, it was supposed to be a annual thing, but because I start getting sidetracked by the app, so that made me not do it consistently. But
Right.
right now, I am actually doing it again. It's going to be in next year. I've recently actually partnered up with the city of Lauderhill. Well, in the process of partnering up with the city of Lauderhill, and we are looking to have a beauty expo. Yeah, it's I'm excited. It's a great way to not just grow my company, but also highlight the stylists that are in the area. So my aim is to basically have around 500 stylists that showcase their work at the expo, at the convention center. And I'm having couples sponsors and beauty vendors that would be there as well. So the aim is a lot more bigger, way bigger than that time.
Well,
Wow.
we'll be waiting for our invites. Don't forget about us Canadians, okay?
Yes, no, no, definitely. And you know what's so crazy? We're thinking about making this at least every 6 months type of things. Like every time we'll go to a new city or launch in a new city, it's going to be a thing where we'll have this beauty expo. So that's the idea around the beauty expo.
Wow, that's
It was
such a great
supposed to be a
idea.
secret. It was supposed to be a secret, but oh my God, why did I say it? I'm
You're foreshadowing. This is just like the expo, that's just the word. We don't know what's gonna happen at the expo. Just
yeah,
like TBD.
yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. That's an amazing journey. I'm curious, and I'll let Maddie ask a couple questions too. But so when you walked in this is literally just the goodness of your heart. You just want to give back. And
Yes.
you've created this empire now of just paying it forward. You've talked a lot about you doing things for the community. Like the app is for you, I'm proud of you for making that step,
Thank
to
you.
make sure that you're giving back to yourself. But where was, collect everything we just talked about, but I'm curious when your aha moment came in, when you're like, this app is going to help connect not only myself and my community, but more. Like how did you even start if the app's never been a thing in your mind? Like what were the
It,
steps kind of thing?
so it was back in 2017, and it was when I discovered Uber. Uber at the time, because I was like, oh my God, this is so similar to my idea, but it's for food. And I was like, okay, but they're not a competitor or anything. But yeah, that was more so my aha moment. I was like sitting down, and as I said before, it came to me to have the app, like an app. But as I said before, I didn't know, I still don't know how to code. I just have the idea, and I'm somewhat good at executing my ideas that I have in my head. So and with that said, as when that moment came, I started to do a lot more research on like the entire beauty industry and what it was lacking. So with me learning a lot more about the beauty industry, it gave me more passion to want to just get this done and get and execute this, where I'm not just helping stylists, our beauty, our customers, but I'm creating generational wealth for everybody that utilize the platform. Because this is just the idea, the beginning of the idea for me, but there's a lot more to come. Trust me, there is a lot more to come. Right now, I'm kind of moving a lot faster than I was before.
Well, it sounds like you've been growing every single year you've been doing it. You've learned so much and grown and built it into, like Melissa said, an empire. So now that the app is live, you launched it earlier this year, what does that look like for you? Like, what phase is the business in, and what are the challenges that you're coming up against now?
So the phase that the business is basically in, we're in the growth phase. The way how I'm growing now, I'm being a little bit more strategic than I was couple months ago or even couple years ago. Before, I was more focused. I think I was focused on the wrong thing, and it wasn't having people, it wasn't making the company become a household brand. So now my main focus is to make the company strong enough to become the talk of the town. Like, oh, I can, oh, and you need your hair done? Go on the GlamNGo app. You get what I'm saying? I want that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm also doing the beauty expo. I'm starting off with that route as well. And I think the structure of what I'm doing as well, with partnerships that I'm landing, it's helping me getting the opportunity to execute in the way that I'm supposed to execute.
And I think that's a really good, challenges are going to come that you have no idea, especially when you bring in technology. And you mentioned coding. Coding is such a different world for everyone.
Yes.
But it seems like you're just pushing through and just taking everything as you can, right? Because you got to just be like honest with stuff when you just don't know, right?
Yeah, exactly. And in all honesty, in my younger years, I wish I had got the opportunity to know how to code. Because a lot of my problems that I faced in the past, especially with building this business, it's all around the same thing, around the technology, having the right team. Oh my God, I'm never the one to like shy away on the things that I'm not good at. You understand? Because once I can put it out there, I'll more than likely get the help to solve these problems. And for me, it took me a lot of lessons. I wouldn't call them mistakes, but a lot of lessons to know how to hire. I was not good at it at all. Maybe I was just too young or something. I don't know, but I wasn't good at bringing on team members.
Yeah.
And because I'm so reliant on the tech side, which is so important.
Yes, I can understand that. Hiring tech and tech in general, it changes so much. You got something, and then the next thing you know, this new tech platform's going to happen. You know, I've been in the tech world for quite some time, and I'll never forget when I first looked at a technical architecture script 10 years ago. I'm like, is this a joke? Is that a joke on me? You just have no idea. But like, you know, I get that. But again, it's, you know, trial and error. You know, you're learning, you're growing. So that's great.
Yes.
And it's so important that you actually use your gifts and your magic to be focused on the things that you can do best. So especially when you're in a growth phase, like you said, you know, you don't need to be coding, right? You're running this business. So it's good that you were able to find the right people to support you. But yeah, I know Melissa knows better than anyone that it's such a challenge to find the right team members. So
yes,
we understand that.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, you know what? Honestly, if we are so happy you came on, where can anyone connect with you? Like, we're going to market your website, your mobile app, but where else can we promote and spread your amazing company around? Like, what can we do for you to spread the word?
So the greatest thing is that you can definitely visit our website. Our website is called GlamNGo.co. So it's GlamNGO.co. So that's the website. On the website, you'll be able to book services, also purchase hair extensions, and have them both service and product delivered to you on demand. Yeah, and also you can also follow us on Instagram, which is the same thing as the website name, which is GlamNGo.co. And you can also follow me, Rishielle Giscombe. Yeah, Rishielle on Instagram as well. And you can, you know, reach out to me personally. I'm always willing to respond. I won't leave anybody unread. I'll respond and give you guys my honest feedback, or give you guys some advice as well, if anything.
Love it.
Amazing. Well, we'll make sure we link all of your socials and your website and everything in the show notes so everyone can reach out to you there. It's a pretty good offer. She's open in the DMs, so definitely everyone reach out, especially if you're in the beauty industry. This is a great opportunity.
Slide into Rishielle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. This is an awesome conversation.
Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you. And thanks for having me.